Hello, YouTube. It has been over a year and a half now since I've been on testosterone, and I haven't made an update in a while. Ever since I moved to New York, I haven't really made an update, so I figured I would do that because I had a couple of free minutes, and I've been meaning to do it. Um, Basically, there's a couple of things. Well, I guess I'll separate it into physical, and then I'll talk about some other stuff. Um, but okay, so that's my roommate's dog. He's amazing. Um, hey, buddy. All right, so physical. There have been some physical changes since I think the last update that I made, and definitely in the last couple of months, even since I moved to New York and stuff, like a lot of stuff has changed. My hair is apparently curly now. It's like, well, I guess like wavy, not like curly, but if you can see it, it's like, I mean, this is bedhead, but it was like this yesterday. Like, it is curly now. It's kind of weird. And I talked to one of my friends, and she said that when she went through puberty, like, her hair actually got, like, more curly and stuff. Also, I mean, like, first time around, like, that's when her hair became curly. So I guess that happens. Um, it's interesting, though. Um, Another thing, physically, I've been getting a lot more hair on my chest, which is pretty awesome, and I've been filling out my mustache and tiny little goatee. I mean, you could kind of see the shadow, and this camera doesn't really do me very good justice on this front, but I mean, I have sideburns and stuff. Like, those are, well, this one's kind of weak, but this one's pretty good. I don't know. Yeah, so those things have been happening. Not much more on the physical. I guess I made it sound like there was a lot of shit going on. Oh, I said shit. Sorry. um, but yeah, other things going on in my life. I recently moved to Brooklyn. This is, well, it's September now. I moved here in June, so I've been here for a while. I got a new job working in the Bronx. It's pretty much what I was doing before, but I'm doing it now in the Bronx full time, so it's a good gig. I like it. Interesting thing, though, nobody that I work with, at least as far as I know, nobody that I work with know that I'm trans. So this has brought up a new, not challenge so much, but a new kind of like a venture almost, like just to kind of see uh, how that's gonna be in terms of if anybody finds out or when they find out what it's gonna be like. Um, it brings on some anxiety. I get a little bit uncomfortable sometimes because I work with a lot of men. Um, so there will be a lot of talk about certain personal things that they like to talk about that I can't really relate to. And they'll kind of look at me and be like, yeah, like this has happened to you before, right? And I'm like, yeah. And I kind of just like nod it off and like pretend like I'm just uncomfortable to talk about it. And they usually just leave me alone. Um, but it's like deep down inside, I'm like, actually, no, I have no idea what you're talking about. um, but I don't know. I mean, I think that the people that I work with are cool enough that that it won't really make a difference. I'm not really too scared about them finding out, but it's just kind of like it's been interesting to be living this life of they don't know, like they don't know about my past. They don't. I mean, a couple of them are friends with me on Facebook, and they can go digging if they want to, and they can totally figure it out if they're smart enough and stuff. But I don't think anybody really does that. So it's like, um, like until I post something that's kind of, along the lines of trans or whatever, they might be like, hmm. But I mean, as far as I'm concerned, like I pass all the time. I mean, not even that I pass. Like I hate using that word because like then it makes me sound like I'm faking something, which I'm not. but I'm read as male all the time because that's who I am. So I don't think that they would ever even like doubt it. I mean, the only thing that would really probably tip anybody off is that I'm extremely short. Um, but I know a lot of short guys, so like, nah. Um, I don't know. It's been interesting to be in that situation of being around cisgendered men all the time, and hanging out with them and seeing how they interact and seeing how they talk about certain things and how they bring up girls and stuff, and the way that they talk about them. Like yesterday, for example, we were talking about Miley Cyrus and her new haircut, and it's a short haircut. Whatever, the girl can pull it off. Great for her. I don't think it looks that bad, but they were talking, like, there was a couple of guys talking about it, and they were like, that's gross, like, she's a girl, she shouldn't cut her hair short, and I was like, why? And, like, kind of just challenging that, and just, like, I mean, some of it's very close-minded, and I forget that sometimes, like, I'm not at Rutgers anymore, I'm not in that queer sphere, I'm not in the, like, intellectual kind of, like, open-mindedness, a community, I guess. It's not. I'm not in that bubble, and I forget that there are these people out there who are just like, they just don't really see things from a different perspective because they don't really need to. And no fault of theirs, like that's. I don't. I'm not like judging them. It's just like, your mind could be opened a little bit more. Whatever. Uh, I don't know. I just wanted to make this update because I haven't done anything, and now I'm running up on 7 minutes. I don't know how I always do this, but things in Brooklyn are good. I love living here. I would like to make some new friends. If any of you are in Brooklyn, message me, and maybe we can hang out or something. But me and Lou are gonna go hang out. Look at this little guy, isn't he cute? We're gonna go hang out. I'm gonna go clean my apartment, but I wanted to make up an update really fast. So I will try to elaborate more on the work stuff if anybody finds out how they are reacting. But as of right now, like I'm doing pretty good. I'm not being stealthed or anything. Like I haven't told anybody, and it's I just feel like I've come to terms with the fact that like being trans is just a part of me. Like that's not necessarily who I am. Like that's just a part of me. Like if you find out, you find out. Yeah, that's just another thing of my life. But it's not something that I have to necessarily flaunt. Not something that I necessarily want to flaunt. For my own safety and stuff like that. But you know, whatever. I guess they'll find out eventually, I'm sure, because I can't really keep things in. I'm an open book. But yeah, all right. I will try to keep the updates a little bit more frequent. I'm sorry that I lagged, but have a great day, and I will talk to you all later.